I think black people need to get off of dating apps. All these dating sites, I think we should just go ahead and retire them. I never used one. I know people that have though. You know what I'm saying? I know a person that knows a person. I know people that have. I really, really, really want black people, specifically black people in America. And I think black people go globally, honestly. I seen a stat that said in UK, only 1.5% of Tinder users are black. So, like, I want black people to really, really, really get off of dating apps. And the reason is because I think it's a mind fuck to black people. And I think it's a mind fuck to black women more than anybody. Because when they put out this data that says things like the black woman is the least desired. So they say black women and then Asian men are the least desired group, just completely in all of dating apps, right? And but black women being the number one, right? They also put out data saying that of all women, black women get responded to the least of all women, period. Right? So it's, So of all women, period, right? Men get rejected on dating apps more than women by far. But of all women, black women, they say are the least desired. Now, I want black people to get off of there because I don't think, first of all, there's so many reports that came out that says how big racial bias is on dating apps. Pretty much as soon as they see your race, they're not going to mess with you. Now, I don't think that people should mess with you if they don't like your race. That's cool. But I think it's damaging the self-esteem of black people who use those apps because they're on there really thinking like, I'm about to try to find love. I'm on here because I want to be open. I want to experience something that's different than what I've been experiencing in my worldly dating life. So let me give it a chance. I'm gonna be open to more different types of people. And you get on this dating app, and those people choose you less than the people in your real life. They treat you even worse. They're on there and they're fetishizing you. They're on there maybe playing a joke on you with a fake profile, so all that catfishing type of stuff. They're on there just completely, you just can't find a match at all type of stuff. And I think it's doing more harm than good. I don't think it's helping black dating numbers. I don't think it's helping black women marriage numbers. I don't think it's helping anything out. I think it's only hurting the way we see ourselves. And it's definitely hurting because people are looking at these dating apps and the numbers on the dating apps and using that as some type of barometer for what black people want in general as a whole. Only 9% of the black adult population in America even uses Tinder. Only 9%, right? So you get on Tinder, you run into a bunch of weirdos, a bunch of creeps, all this type of stuff. And then in your mind, because you feel like this thing is more popular than it really is, especially with your demographic, you think it's more popular than it really is. You think, oh, this is how black men feel about me. Oh, these black men keep on rejecting me because they want Asian women. They keep rejecting me because they want the Latino woman. They keep rejecting me because they don't want a successful woman with a degree and all this other type of stuff. It is making you internalize this stuff from this dating app. And really, that's a very small sample size of what's really going on. And I think that the types of black men that you're going to find on that dating app is different than the types of black women you find on those dating apps as well. So I think it's also an imbalance in compatibility. I think that a lot of the black men that are on those apps are the type of black men that would have been doing that type of stuff anyway, who we would have called weird or outcasts, or they might be into like different type of things, weird stuff, or they might not be into black women at all. I think that's a lot of what's on those dating apps as far as black men goes. I think a lot of the black women on there are black women who have been in a lot of different dating situations and can't find love. So they just like desperate and want to last resort it by going on these dating apps because they finally want to be open to different things that are outside of what they consider normal. So you got two different types. So you got people on there who have been social outcasts, the black men on there who have been social outcasts for their whole life. And then you have a bunch of black women on there who are not social outcasts, but they're just thinking like, this is my last chance at love type of situation. And let me be open to something. Only to be found out that the people that they open to choose them less than anybody else on the planet. You feel me? So I just think that it's not, I think it's not a good look right now and even I don't even think it's good. Like, oh, let's just start the black dating app. I don't think that's cool either. Like, let's just get back to doing what we do best, which is being communal people and getting outside and finding each other in spaces where there's a common connection, like a familiar connection between person to person type of thing. I meet you through your friend's friend, or you might be my friend's cousin or my cousin's friend, or we might have went to church together, we might work together, or we might have went to college together and we just linked back up some years later, or anything like that. We might have been stationed in the military together, anything. Like, let's get back to that. That's black people. What we do best is commune with each other, come together in the physical. That's our thing. You know what I'm saying? Computer Love, great song, but it's not our thing. It would be cool if it worked out the same way for us as it does for other people, which I don't even think is working out for other people either, because Tinder is just a whole site full of weirdos. Honestly, let's be real. Tinder has a payment platform like subscription, whatever, right? Where they make it so you can do, I never used it, but I've been reading all this because I wanted to talk about this. And I'm finding out that globally, Tinder has 75% male users and only 25% female. So okay, that's weird already. And then the way that the men are using the app, because it's so hard for them to get chosen, men are getting chosen, 4% matched, like whatever the thing is where somebody say, I like you, 4% of the time, where women is like 30%. It's something crazy like that, right? Big gap in who's being chosen between men and women. And then there's a way to boost how often you are seen and matched with and liked and all that. So Tinder is making 96% of their revenue off of men and only 4% off of women. And not that that's a problem on Tinder's end. It's a problem because that tells you what type of dudes are on this app. A bunch of dudes that are looking to do anything with their money to try to get women's attention. They want to buy super likes, or I don't know if you buy them or if you buy a super like and give it to somebody, whatever the situation is. Tinder is making 96% of their revenue off of men trying to get women's attention. If that's the case, you could just spend your money in real life and go meet women like that. You rather give the money to Tinder and have them give it to the women in a roundabout way, then it's just like, to me, when I was reading that information, I'm like, is this like baby OnlyFans, or like, what is this? Because how are they making 96%? So are the women even on there because they're looking for dates, or are they on there because they know that that's a new revenue stream? Because it's only 24% women. In America, they have 65% men versus 35% women on Tinder. And the reason I'm talking about Tinder specifically is because that's the most popular dating app on the planet. So they have the biggest market share. So we can use them as a good gauge of what's going on in the whole dating app world, because they have the most users, they have the most data that's public, all this good stuff, right? So you got a bunch of weirdo. I don't want to call them all weird. There's a lot of weirdos on these dating apps, and they're doing weird things that the men, not just black men, the men that are on dating apps are the type of men that would have been on dating apps 30 years ago, or dating on the internet 30 years ago. A lot of the women that are on there would not even have been on the internet 30 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So that's the major difference there. These dudes have been social outcasts, so they don't mind being weird as hell. You see what I'm saying? That's just the lane that they've been in for forever. So you're going to get a lot of these weirdo stories because these are the type of people that you're running into on these apps. And the dudes who don't have a problem talking to women in real life, they're never going to make a dating app profile. It's just never going to happen. Even if you might think somebody, he's good looking and all this, he's good looking, he's on the dating app. So he's still the type of person to make a dating profile. Whether you think he looks good or not, he's the type of person to make a dating app profile. Just, I mean, you do the math on that. He's one of these type of people. So you're going to probably have a weirdo encounter with that type of person. It just is what it is. You see what I'm saying? So I think black people should get off dating apps, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. That's just my take. You understand?